All right. Morning, everybody. Good morning. I think everything's working correctly. Music went down. Audio's good. Good. Hello. Welcome. Welcome in. Wow, it shows we got 6 people in here already. Morning, Art Sensei. Hello, Alex. Only you can help get this furry-friended treat. We are 99% of the way. We're 99% of the way there. Then the assistant of the month will get their treat, but only if you donate your points to the cause. Make their day and be the contributor to their treat time today. I stumbled a lot because I don't know how to read. Look at this. Oh wait, hold on. I got a couple fancy things set up for today, so I have to go make sure. Be careful. Oh, Alex put in his points, but how close are we now? Oh, you only had like 40 points. We are at 49,680. I only have 24, yeah. So we need 320 points to get us to our goal, which is exciting because we should be able to do it. Oh, why is my camera all funky-dory here? Ooh, I did something. You guys get to see this live. Cool. I did some edits off stream. There we go. Much better. Only 320 points in this poor, neglected puppers who gets no treats ever, does not have a fluffy, comfy bed, is not allowed to get on the couches and cuddle with people, does not get plenty of pets and loves and attention, who is just, all distraught is Get Up right here. She needs your love and help and compassion. She needs you to give over your points right now. Otherwise, she will continue to nap for the rest of the day and be happy and excited to go on walks and go outside. But she needs those treats. She needs those treats for those times. She needs them now. Look, you can see. Oh, I can see it. There's a tear. Oh, wait, no, that's just a fuzzy on the camera. Never mind. We have too much fun here. You guys know that? We have too much fun here. The funny part is like I have enough points in the dungeon protocols side of things. I actually have 22k. I could finish it. We will finish it today, regardless. One way or another, we will finish it today. Whether or not somebody comes in and has some points and wants to put it towards our stream, that's another one. I'm gonna leave it up to y'all. I'm not gonna use up the points quite yet. I'm gonna hold on to those for the moment. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. How's everybody's Wednesday going? It's been a crazy. I've been going crazy the past couple days, so I got the convention on Friday. We have to go in and set up on Thursday. So like most people going to conventions, I'm like, I'll try to fit in a couple more things before we go. I'll make some more cool things before we leave and go to this convention for 3 days. It'll be fine. I can squeeze it all in. Yeah, I'm on the rush train right now. Somebody should be able to earn enough to put in points by the end of stream. I know somebody. Somebody should. Maybe somebody with a tier 3 sub. Yeah, that does mean. So, I won't be here for a Friday stream on this channel. I won't be here for a stream on Saturday for Dungeon Protocols, and we won't be here for 500 Little Things on Sunday either. So we're going to be missing 3 streams across the gambit of everything. So, oh, I already put my 2K. Oh, that's right. Wait, are you limited to just 2K for the day? Is that how that works? Oh yeah, for the challenges you are. That's right. Everything else you can spend as much as you want, but the challenges weirdly have a limit of 2K. That's okay, I forgot. I forgot that that was a thing. Yeah, so what's happening is on the convention's an interesting one because they have late night, not necessarily parties, but because it's actually I'll bring up the video here. So SnafuCon here in Reno, Nevada, it'll be at the Reno Sparks Convention Center. Pretty big center, like it's a big, huge venue that they have set up for all types of things. They do roller derby and all kinds of tournaments there all the time. So like it's massive how big this place is. But it's called the Sierra Nevada Anime Fans Unite. There it is. There's a picture of it. Huge, just a big freaking big box is what it is essentially. But it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Ooh, wait, go back to the video. Corner video. Pause. Go backwards. There it is. So Artist Alley is from 12 to 7, and then 10 to 7, and then 10 to 4. So like we're there late into the night because they do some adult programming for this convention. So like the Artist Alley closes at 7, but they stay open until like midnight. The actual convention space does for this one. So then they can do stuff like they have like a spicy anime evenings. That's the best way I can put it without saying hentai. Oh, story time. Yeah, so that's why we're basically like canceling Friday, because I'll be this is when the convention opens, but they let us in like 2 hours early so that we can do setups and everything. So I'll be gone all of Friday essentially and all of Saturday, and then most of Sunday. And I think by Sunday we're just going to be wiped out from this. So that's why we canceled the Friday stream, the Dungeon Protocols Saturday stream, and the 500 Little Things Sunday stream, because we're just like, okay, let's do all of this, but then take some time to recover and be able to go back the next day and do all that kind of stuff. So that's the plan at the moment. Like I said, I'm trying to squeeze in extra stuff on top of that too right now. So we'll see how it goes. If I can figure this all out. Get it all going. But with that being said, because of me being smart and being like, oh, I should try to rush in some of these last minute things here, either some setup stuff or some extra product stuff that I was thinking of, some of which had to do with our artwork that we did on stream. Let me bring up, where are you? Some of them have to do with our SAO characters that we did, that I did on stream here. So I've got the Asuna and the Kirito cosplay versions of my characters. So I'm trying to make those into a little product real quick, so that we can have them for the con. Hopefully I'll be able to process them and do all the stuff I need to do with them today, by end of day, so that when we go tomorrow evening, we can do our setup and get everything ready to go for Friday. So, but we'll see. And we're gonna try to rush it in. So today on stream, the plan is to actually work on some of those objects today, or some of the craziness that I decided to throw in at the last minute. So let me show you what I did. Let's get rid of Illustrator here. Aha, look at that nice blank screen, right? Let's put something else up there. Ooh, look at this. It's a top-down camera. What are we gonna do? Hi. Okay, I'm having too much fun. So part of the setup that I had figured out when I was setting up the cameras for Sora, because we can actually switch back to her little mobile camera, and it'll be here too, is it gives me the ability, if I want to set up little instances like this, where if I want to work on something by hand here in the space, actually I can even draw on this as well if I wanted to. We can have some fun doing some drawings. I can do that because I can have a fairly interesting setup for it. And if anybody's interested to see what I've got set up, just let me know. I'll bring the mobile camera over here and I'll show you guys the setup so you can see the craziness that I've got going on here. So, but that's the plan for the day, is to work on some of the things that I need for the con and then go from there. Today's stream will be that same 2 hours, so we will go until 11 o'clock. So yeah, 9 to 10, 10 to 11. It'll be our 2 hour normal stream, and then we'll go from there. So that's the plan at the very least. Comments, questions? Sonny, you said Tahoe story time. Were you talking about me talking about the convention stuff, or do you need another story time? Do you have comments, questions, concerns? The convention, yes. Do you need me to speak more about the convention? I said Artsy Amy? When did I say Artsy Amy? So it was like Tahoe Storytime. Artsy Fartsy, you mean? Is that what I said? What did I say? You were talking about someone and art. Someone and art. On this stream at the beginning here, when I was rambling? We're talking about the convention. It's talking about not having streams. It's talking about Alex. DPS. Not being here. I don't remember. I'd say clip it, but I don't even... I can respond to it later. I don't remember what I said. Okay. Let's see. Let's go back to Illustrator for the moment. So, remember on Monday when we were working on this, right? We were getting the photos set up here. We were getting our characters set up down here, and their little sayings and stuff like that. So these were, so you can see each individual page here. I was doing all this, and then we went into story time with Vern and talking about all of the animals in the pictures and stuff like that. So we set up all of these so we could print them out and then cut them out of, I printed them on photo paper because I wanted a little bit more glossy, robust than normal paper. So printed them out, each individual sheet here, and then the idea was to cut them all out and make them, or glue them to poster board so they had a little bit of thickness to them. And then these are going to be taped up around on my setup as like little individual like character drops kind of things. Little fun little guys. So that's what we did on Monday. Got all of this. I think I got like 90% of it done, and then I had some of these wordings to put in off stream. Got everything sized correctly. So yeah, this was the concept. This was the artwork for it, and then I printed everything out for it. So let me show you what that looks like a little bit here. So we made into like little Polaroids kind of idea. So those will get taped up and have them there, and then the characters will go along with them, and then they'll have their own like little sayings and stuff like that. So got those two. We got a nasty glare on there. That's gonna be fun. Got that one. Got that one. Oh yeah. See, all the stuff from our document there. I already pre-cut these. I probably should have cut these on stream, but I was just like, I need to get as much done as I can. So that's the idea. Make these like little Polaroid style guys, and then they'll get taped up onto some banners that I have on the table for my setup. So that's what the photo ones look like. And then I went ahead and did the sayings. So these you can see they've got a little thickness to them because they're on that foam board. That's the idea. Little sayings, little drop sayings. Doop, doop. Yeah, just like that. So you can see little X-Acto knife. I just cut these are small enough that they were able to be handled and cut pretty easily. Especially these round ones, and those square ones are super easy. So but now I've got the characters, and they're a little bit more complicated. So I figured I had time today and I need to get them done, so I'll set up this setup and then I'll do the stream, and you guys can watch and we can talk and do all kinds of stuff that way. So that's the idea. Okay, so let's do I got all the characters here. They're all cut out, printed, glued onto the boards. And I just use spray glue to get them onto the boards. And I was thinking about trying to do them on matte paper, but the quality for the photo paper came out way better. And I'm not like super thrilled with the shine, because you guys are getting a little bit of that when it's coming through here. I guess I could turn off my big light. Worst case scenario. Might make it too dark though, so we might need that extra light for all of the stuff. But that's the idea. I'll do some work on cutting these out today. I wonder if I can diffuse that just a little bit more. What do I got for diffusion here? Okay, give me 1 second. I gotta grab some tape because I think I figured out a way to diffuse this a little bit and still have the light. So give me 1 second to find some tape and then I'll be back. think that'll work. We definitely have less of the shadow here, or less of the flashy. So it gets a little flashy over here. Could move that over just a little bit. Over there's good. Yeah, it's still got a pretty big. That's over here a little bit further. Might have to get 2 sheets for that. Yeah, you have to go way over here for that. That should work. Yeah, that's fairly diffused, so that should work out fine. Keep us pretty good here. Maybe not. So we're doing a lot of this on the fly today. So if anybody wants to know, if you've ever been to a photographer and to a studio or anything like that, if you've ever seen their lighting setup, they usually have like gigantic lights and either some kind of umbrella or something that's covering up those lights. Those are diffusions. And what it does is most lights are pretty direct. So any shiny surface like this, it's going to reflect off of the shiny surface. So if you take and put a diffuser on those light sources, what it does is it spreads out the light. So it hits the diffuser and forces it to go in all different directions instead of one direction down. So that's what we're kind of doing here, is we're kind of trying to spread out that light a little bit so that it's not so harsh. We're just using some white sheets of paper. There we go. That should work. Yeah, much better. Cool. You mean those umbrella looking things? Yeah, those things. It's all about it bouncing off of the surface. If it comes down and hits and then goes off, that's when you get those really sharp, bright, reflective lights off of it. But if we're shooting the light all over the place, then there's less of it hitting all at one spot and bouncing back up into your eyeballs. So. Okay, so. It makes things look a little bit softer. It makes things look a little bit more even, less harsh. If you've ever taken a photo outside of somebody like in the sun, you either have like way overexposure where the sun is like right in their face and everything is super, super, super bright, which is fine. Or if they turn their face to the side, you get those really bright brights and really dark darks from the shadow on their face. If you have a diffuser in place for some of that, it makes those less harsh. It takes some of the shadow and it cuts it way down, so then you get a little bit more even lighting, so it's much easier to manage and look at and stuff like that. It's not as, you know, dark and light. It's not as drastic. All right. So you can look on here. I'll make it closer. You can see where I cut around for the paper. It's got a little lip, a little edge all the way around it. So I already cut a little white line all the way around it, which was from the photo paper. So we're gonna try to follow some of that as we try to cut out this character here. It may take a little bit, I'm not sure. There we go. We are away. Look at that. Look, Mom, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm gonna try to keep this as close to the center of the screen as I can. The iPad that I have is right above, and my head is like right over here, so I can look at the piece while I'm cutting it, and I'm trying not to hit and move the iPad as best I can, if I can. And I know, like, I know Sage has some better cameras that he uses on his stream and stuff like that. I'm just using the stuff that I have lying around in the house. Even some of the other streamers that I watch, they have dedicated like cameras that they buy from Elgato or whoever else that they have cameras that are made, and they're really, really good. And they're small, they're light, so you can move them around and do a bunch of different stuff with them super easy. I got a big old chunky iPad that I'm using, so it works. It works for the moment. It ain't too bad. And what I'm trying to do is not do what I just did there. See how it kind of blew out a little bit? My whole plan is to try to make things look as professional as I can, if I can. But it doesn't always work out because I'm just using a X-Acto blade, and like I don't have an actual cut or anything for this stuff, so basically I'm gonna fake it until I make it. I think that's the saying, right? I'll try my best. I also have some sandpaper here too on the side, so we can clean up some of those edges when they get a little bit rough. Makes it smooth out a little bit, makes it look a little bit better. For anybody who's doing this kind of stuff for their own conventions or anything like that, definitely get yourself some sandpaper. Oh, see, look, I cut off the what this is. I think this is 220 or 320. Pretty sure it's 320, but 320 grit sandpaper. Okay, so I'm just gonna make sure you have nice sharp blades too. That also makes a difference when I think that one's dead. We'll get rid of that one. So I have a whole. When I was doing a bunch of other projects, I bought a whole container, 100 blades, for like $5 or whatever. So, blades are cheap, easy, like it doesn't cost much to get them, for this kind of stuff. So If it feels like it's going dull, or you get a couple like things like we did here where they're kind of blowing out a little bit, just swap it out. Like get new blades. It'll make your stuff look better, more professional. Yep, that's sharp. Oh yeah, way better. Way better. So we'll talk about a little bit of technique stuff here too today. So you'll notice how I'm taking the piece and I'm rotating it around so that I can get a better angle on some of the cuts and stuff like that to be able to make them straighter, rather than trying to do like this and try to cut away from myself or whatever like that. I know I'm more consistent. I can add more pressure and apply nice and even techniques for my turns and stuff like that if I have a straight line where I pull towards myself kind of thing. So I try to do that with all of my pieces. I move them around and make them so that it's more easy and fluid and flowing in that way. So why am I saying this? This is the same thing for drawings. This is the same thing for just about any other type of art or anything like that. Like I do, it doesn't really matter. The ability to spin and use the mechanics of your hand to be able to repeat something over and over again that you have down, super important. So any type of sketching and drawing and things that you do, if you know you're consistent, you know your pressure and stuff like that for your drawings, or like I said for your cuts, use that to your advantage. Move the piece rather than trying to move your hands and stuff like that and do things unnaturally in a weird way. So there you go, tips with Tahoe. Perfect. I would be hyper focused and wouldn't think of that. The funny part is like, if you've been to, I went to college and went for an art degree and stuff like that. And they teach you techniques and all of these things, but they don't ever really like teach you how to properly actually use your tools and use your physicality with the tools, which is a weird thing that they don't really teach you. I think even like sometimes like when Bob Ross does his paintings and stuff like that, and he's just like, just hold the brush like this and just tap and stuff like that. It's just like, sometimes it feels like there needs to be a little bit more explanation so that people who don't understand like that part of it that easily, understand some more of the mechanics behind it, being like, this is a stiff, brush. So when you use it, you want your arm to be stiff as well. And you want it to tap it with enough force to get the paint to go onto but not enough to splatter it like completely all over. So those things are kind of weird that they don't have, or like I was saying, talking about, make your movements and your hand gestures natural. Don't make them unnatural, because you will tend to, like, if I try to cut this way right now, cut along this line unnaturally like this, I'm gonna fuck it up big time, because my arm and my hand does not move this way very well. So set up your pieces and set up your artwork so that it flows more with what you've got going on. It'll be easier on you, and you're not straining and stressing on your joints or anything like that, and it flows more naturally that way. So it comes out better. Quality goes way up. Okay, so we're gonna do, this one's gonna be a little bit harder. This one's a short little cut. This one will probably not come out that well, but we have to do it anyways because it's a funky cut here. Some like midsection cut. So a lot of these other ones, like the ones I did from the hair, they start and then they stop, start and then they stop. But these ones, like in the middle, they go from point A to point B. They don't have like a, so you have to try to connect these two together. So this long one here down his right hand side, I can start there and I can pull all the way down and actually pull off of the page and then start and keep going kind of thing. So but this one is a very tight, small little, we'll go up close here, very small, very tight from here to here kind of thing. So the other thing about the way poster board works is if you look at the edge here, nice and squishy foam in the middle, but two pieces of paper, one on the bottom, one on the top. So when you're cutting, sometimes I like to just score the top part with my first cut and then push it through to the bottom so that I cut the bottom for the second pass through. This way it makes a nice smooth, hopefully cut on your pieces, especially with foam board. Okay, so we've got this nice round curve here, but I didn't go all the way down through here. So this one, we're probably going to start somewhere in here. Some of these curves are way too tight. Let's see if we can get that in there. I've got the, I don't have autofocus on, that's right. I wonder if that would, that might be annoying though. No, let's just leave it as is for the moment. So that angle is way too tight down there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut a chunk off first. We'll just cut this chunk off. And you can see there's a point right there. That's not right. So what we're gonna do is we're just going to come in, cut a little bit of it off, cut another little bit of it off, just like that. Make that little rounded point there. And then this is where the sandpaper comes in, where we're going to use it on the edge here. We'll just clean it up a little bit. Oh, that's nice. Just clean it up a little bit. Hopefully that's coming through on the microphone. That would be fun. There you go. See, look at that. Nice and smooth edge, rounded across. And we just get close with our cuts, and then we use the sandpaper to finish off and get us as close as we can. And we're going to do the same thing on this little nodule that sticks out here. We're just going to cut it down as close as we can without ripping it apart too badly. And we could try to keep going, but the way the paper and stuff works, it's just kind of a dick that way to try to get it. So that's why the other reason to use sandpaper is nice. You can round off things nice and easy that way. Bam, look at that. Nice and rounded. So we got close and we just used the sandpaper to finish off around the edges. Super easy. Okay, so this one's gonna be fun. Not to mention that one's gonna be fun, that little cutout right there. So sometimes the best thing to do is just to go for it. Like I said, a lot of times we just want to take off the biggest chunks and get down to the littlest parts, and then we can work on getting those cleaned up. That's the idea. Not perfect, but pretty good. You can see it got, you might not be able to see that. It got a little bit butchered in there, but that's okay. Take some sandpaper and we'll clean it up. Sandpaper, the great equalizer. The great equalizer of all things. So some of these ones, you can just push the sandpaper on. Some of them you actually have to form it or like around your finger to push it in there and make a little concave shape and then pull it through. Oh, that's nice. I like that. Okay, so this one's going to be a similar idea. Not gonna push it too hard. Like I said, some of those bends and stuff are super difficult to get in one stroke. So sometimes it's not worth it to try to force a piece. Yeah, there we go. So like I left this little nodule down here, and we'll just we'll cut off as much of it as we can. And like I said, we'll use the sandpaper, sand it down. There we go. Nice. Look at that. Looking good. So you guys get a little bit of both on these streams every once in a while. You get the digital stuff and then you get the practical stuff in between sometimes. So this is where all the years of doing different types of art and then doing construction and things has paid off for me, because I have way more techniques and things that I can pull on information in my head to use to make things as good as I can possibly get them. Okay, so same thing here. We've got this tight little spot from here to here. So we're gonna have to go in and put the knife vertical right down in that spot. Gotta be careful, drag it across, try to connect those two cuts without tearing anything apart. There we go. So you can see it left a little bit of, it didn't want to pull out correctly, so it left a little bit of slag there. And we're gonna just get rid of that. We'll work on this tail. Let's cut that one off. Let's cut that one off. Try to cut this one a little bit. There we go. And then we'll sand that down, make that nice and rounded, and that should be good. Don't worry, Twitch, I promise I will try not to cut myself and bleed all over on stream. I know you probably frown upon that. I think that's highly frowned upon. Bueno, look at that. Look at that, nice and rounded off. So this is the same techniques that we use on in construction if we're doing any type of woodworking stuff, siding, whatever. You generally don't cut exactly what you need. You cut close to or come up to it, and then you fine tune from there. So if you need a board that's like 12 and a quarter, you cut it like 12 and 3/8. This way you can back down onto the actual number, especially if it's like a little off from each other. Maybe it's actually 12 and 3/16, or 12 and 5/16. So if you have a little extra length, then you can actually make it work a little bit easier that way. So kind of the similar technique that what we're doing here is we're not trying to cut directly. We're getting close and then we're shaving down and then sanding to get to that perfect size. Another reason why we cut off the bulk of the material here, so like this big chunk of the side here, we could also take and just get rid of this chunk because this is in our way and fighting us sometimes. So sometimes we'll just get rid of the bulk of the material. This way it makes this way easier to maneuver and manipulate in a lot of ways easier. So it just depends. These are small enough, like these are smaller than my hand, so they're not too cumbersome, not too much, but same idea. Like we have these little points here now. This point and this point that we've taken the bulk of the material out of, so then we can shave down those and sand them to get them right where we want them to be. Ooh, we could do a demo too real quick of I can explain a little bit about how we're doing these rounded shapes and stuff like that. There we go. Let's cut off this one too. Ooh, I don't know if I can get that one. Sometimes the cuts become too small that like if I try to, I barely got that one. It may break the piece or do some funky stuff to it. So sometimes it's not worth pressing some of the super fine details like that. That's, like I said, part of the reason why we have the sandpaper is to, if it feels like, you know what, I really can't make another cut that's too close like that, then the sandpaper should do the trick for you. There we go. Nice and rounded there. Rounded around the ears there. Let's go around the top up here. Yeah, there we go. not too bad. We got a little schmutz over in here. I don't know if we can get that. There you go. Look at that. We did a thing. We got one done in an hour. How about that? But that's how we do that. Make that. Let's see if I can get this demo in real quick before we go to our first break. We talk about rounded shapes, right? So this is a very bad square that I've made here. But all rounded shapes is taking a square and 45ing off the corners. Right? So now we have kind of an oval, and then taking those and 45ing those, or cutting those at an angle. So you're continually adding more angle, cutting off on the edges of those angles. But what it should do is eventually, if you do it enough times, it will make a rounded shape. Right? So that's an oval, but you get the idea of what we were trying to do here. So if I try to cut those angles again, it'll be more and more and more rounded. The math version of that is essentially what we're doing. Is we're just cutting finer and finer angles until it's shaped in that rounded shape. Same thing with all the pieces that we've cut here today. And then we just take this and we sand it so that it's nice and smooth. That's the idea. There you go. There's a circle for you. We'll put that. You can keep that there for you guys. Clean up our mess here. Okay, so we're about 1 minute out from our first break here. Let's pause for the moment. We'll do that break time, that ad break, and then when we come back, we'll keep working on the next ones and keep doing all the different things here. So we've got 5 more to do. Hopefully, between in our next hour, hopefully I'll be able to move a little bit faster and get these done now that I've done a little bit more explaining already. I shouldn't have to stop as many times, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. But that's the plan. So stick around. We'll be back in a minute. Let me see where our puppers is not in her spot. Let's see. We'll move the camera around and we'll find her. That was a super fast swap over into our break time here. Way too fast. Hey, thank you for petting the puppers.
Sunny_Roof bet the assistant.
She's very happy. Thank you, Sunny. Thank you for doing that. All right, yeah, that ad break shot onto there real fast today. This one is usually the one that's delayed, which is crazy. All right. Our puppers has decided to really push off into the... I feel like she's doing this on purpose. Like, she's like, I don't want anybody to see my face. She's like, dang it, he moved it again. I'm sorry, puppers. You're popular. Everybody wants to see you and help out here. Okay, let's see. Let's see. I got a 3 viewer, so I might have to do I might have to, at the end of the stream Sunday, I might have to pop my points from Dungeon Protocols to get our challenge done. So I might have to do that. Just depends. We'll see who comes in and who has some points. I'll give it the next hour. We'll go from there. Okay, so I need to go to here first. Do a hot swap. And then go to here. There you go. Keep the illusion like I know what I'm doing here. Okay, so first one done. We can actually take that, we can put it with this one. Hi, I'm Buttons. It's cute, right? Kind of the idea. And then we'll take one of the photos of him like this. We'll put them next to each other. Like that. Kind of the idea. Kind of a fun little Polaroid style cutout and everything like that. Kind of what I was going for. We'll put them up, but let's work on the next ones. Let's keep going. All right, friend, you're gonna go out. Let's do this one. Okay, this time less talking, more working. And ban this person real quick. I guess I banned them. Their message is still up on my screen, but that's okay. Okay, so the hard part is that I want to... Oh, I missed one because I had the pip up. Oh, no, you're good. I'm pretty on it. Like, I watch pretty intently to make sure that I get those guys banned. So I want to get a little bit more done on each of these, but I don't want to sacrifice quality. So I just have to be careful that I'm not going too fast when I'm working on these. Sometimes forcing yourself to slow down and talk about things is actually helpful in some ways. I did not cut all the way through, but that's okay. We made it work. And we'll do all our sanding at the end here. The tail is the hardest part. It's got the steepest curve in it. Just gonna cut the rest of that off. Worst case, I can get everything cut and then I can come back after stream do all of the cleanup with the sanding. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Trying to go center out. Try to do the same thing here. Unfortunately, there are just sometimes when you have to push your arm or anything into a weird position just because it's just the way you gotta do it. You may have a weird angle that you need to get to. You may have to duck underneath a iPad, which you're using to film all part of this with. It all depends. For anybody that wants to know, with the iPad or even with a phone, iPhone, or probably just about any phone, there's an app that you can download called Camo Studio. I think, or Camo Camera, I think is the one for the actual app on the phone. That's how I'm doing the connection between the iPad and the computer. So it's capturing and then sending it via Wi-Fi over to the studio part. So, and then I'm using OBS just to capture the application that's running. Camo Studio. CAMO Studio. Because cameras on these devices is actually pretty good, so why not use them? Especially if you have some lying around. The iPad that I'm using, that's actually Mrs. Tahoe's iPad. I borrow it every day or every stream. She's gracious enough to let me borrow it. And then the little mobile camera, that's an old iPhone that we ended up not turning in or trading in at one point. So just an extra one just lying around. Go. Let's just leave that on there for now. Sometimes it's easier with those sharp points just to sand them down. I could have tried to cut it, but it just didn't felt. It felt like I was just going to rip it apart, so I opted for the sanding instead. Now we'll just go through and we'll just do sanding around our little rounded points. Try to get those kind of down to where we want them to be. This is the problem with me trying to decide to be like, oh, I have time to be able to do a few more things that I want to do on this before the convention, is that my need to make things look really nice then outweighs my idea to be fairly speedy. Like I should just be whipping through these. Like I should just be like going for it and just be like, I just need to get these done. But my brain's just like, no, let's go ahead and let's sand all the edges, make sure everything's nice and tight and looking good. Close up all these little cells on these foam, you know. Let's just do a good job. You'll thank yourself later, Tahoe. You will. You'll be like, dang, that looks good, and I don't have to worry about it because I did it already. I did a good job. I think that's the only thing that I got going for me. I'm lucky enough to be able to have creative abilities to do all this stuff for essentially nothing, except for time. A lot of this stuff you'd have to pay somebody to do. I did a thing! I did do a thing. That's my catchphrase. Don't wear it out. So the other thing you might not be able to see. We'll see if we can get some. No, it's really hard. It's okay if you overcut on the backside. Nobody's going to see the backside. So. It don't matter. The front side is what is the pretty part. That's the thing that you need to worry about. There we go. No, I could probably spend a bunch more time like really getting this sanded down really tight, really looking nice. But as far as I'm concerned, that looks pretty good. Yeah, that looks damn good. Put his little saying with him. Hi, I'm Patch. There we go, number 2 down. 2 of 6. Done and done. Alright, let's do the big one. Hey, and that one didn't take us an hour. Look at that, Sonny. We're making progress. I'm sticky on my finger. Okay, so this one's going to be a little bit more challenging. Also make sure when you're doing stuff like that, check your blades. Make sure that your blade is still sharp as you continue to do your cuts. Like I said, I've got a whole container here full of blades. Change it out. Change it out as frequently as often as you think. If you feel resistance when you're making your cuts and you want them to be clean, swap it out. Change it. Don't keep cutting with it. So far, I feel pretty good. I don't feel any resistance on this blade yet. We're cutting something pretty soft, so should be good. We're just gonna go ahead and cut this chunk out. There we go. I was just thinking that. I did a thing. Yeah, you don't want to force the blades, force the material. You want them to cut nice and smooth. If you have the ability to sharpen them, like you can do that too. For cheap little blades like this, it's just nice to have a big old pack. Amazon has them, like I said, 100 packs for next to nothing. Just better to do that. Trust me, this container used to be full, so like I use them for sure. Actually, my daughter started to use them for some of her projects and things too, so it was a worthwhile investment. And you'll be able to tell if these are getting dull too, because if they start like ripping apart the edges and stuff like that, then they're no longer sharp and they're no longer cutting correctly. They're just ripping the material rather than cutting it, which is not what you want. You don't want to rip and tear things. Bam, go. Okay, bottom here. Cut this one off. Cut this one off. Go. And then we just got to do this middle part. Oop, I was like, wonder when I'm gonna bump the camera with my head. Finally did it. Finally bumped it. Cool. That's how that works. Oh yeah, nice and clean, smooth, cut still, so we're still doing good. Bueno. Very bueno. Gotta be careful, we don't want to snap off that tail. Should be pretty solid and stable. That paper and that's glued on there and stuff like that. But you need to be careful, don't put too much pressure on it. Oops, punch the microphone this time. Look, I'm just punching everything now. I think that works pretty good. Actually, you know what? I want to cut off. Got a little bit of extra up here. Let's cut those down. I intentionally rounded off the top of the ears because I didn't want them like super pointy. They're pointy in the drawing, but the extra little white outline, I didn't want that to be super pointy. There we go. Yeah, not too bad. Alright. That goes with this one. Hi, I'm Sora. Anger management. Yeah, I gotta stop punching things around here. I got anger problems. Oh! Okay. Bye, Sora. She's actually looking at me over on the floor and being like, are you talking to me? Don't mess with me, boy. Okay, we're back around. We're on to round 2 here. Lots of extra material, so we're just going to cut the majority of this off. We don't need 90% of this. This is extra, extra, extra. We don't need it. We don't need it. Isn't Sora a spoiler? Yes and no. So if you look at the back of the books, where it gives a little breakdown of what the series is about, it mentions Patch and Sora. So like it's not necessarily a secret. I haven't like officially like thrown out there or done a big reveal kind of thing that which characters are coming. Like the same thing, I haven't really technically said how many books are in the series yet either. But some of that information is just kind of inherently in places because it just has to be. So yeah, Sora's name is out there in the lexicon as far as it's on both book 1 and 2 on the back cover. But it's just not revealed when they show up or what they look like. So that's why when I started the streams, I was just like, okay, we're gonna have to talk about some of the stuff, or you know, some of the stuff's going to just be part of the process of people are going to see part of it. So spoiler warnings always. That's just a thing. But yeah, nothing like super no announcement crazy style thing. It's one of the ideas that I struggled with or kind of tried to figure out what I wanted to do. And I talked to family members and stuff like that, and it's like, okay, is it more interesting to have these books come out and then be a secret about either what they are about or who's going to be in them? Or would it make it more sustainable to have a lot of this information out there and available and ready to go, so that you know, like, how many, like, if you know that there's a bunch of books coming out, say 6 for example, then and we're on book 2, then you're like, oh, okay, cool, so I can look forward to 4 more in this series or in this style or in this whatever that's continuing on. It's just a different setup for how you want to do things, and I'm teetering between trying to blend two of those ideas together. Like certain things I keep secret. Like you guys don't know you guys don't know what the next, even though we've been working on book 3 on stream, I haven't revealed the title of book 3 yet. So stuff like that. It's coming. We will definitely reveal that on stream here, probably fairly soon. Trying to find the balance, right? Balance between those two things. You want people to be excited about upcoming things, but you don't necessarily want to give away the entire, you don't want to spoil the whole thing. I always look at, there's a game studio that makes VR games. It's the one from Corridor Digital. It's with Brandon, and they made Boneworks and several other games for Oculus and those and Meta and stuff like that. But I really enjoyed when they were doing their development stuff, they would do it live on stream. So you could literally go watch a day in the studio of them working on stuff. And they weren't like, it wasn't apologetic about like if there was something that showed up on screen or whatever. They were like, yep, that's, code for that and yada 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 yada. Like, it was kind of cool to see a studio where you can actually see the work that's going through and being developed and stuff like that. Ooh, might be getting done with this blade. And I kind of appreciated that. I was just like, okay, cool. So there is a version of this where you can do work and show what you're got going on, and yep, this blade is definitely getting done. We're just gonna get rid of those two because they're shite now. I could tell when I got to the end of this cut, it just ripped the whole piece apart. It didn't actually cut it, so it was done. Did pretty good. We got through like 3 of these before that blade decided to die. Oh yeah, so much smoother. Oh my god. So like they still had reveals and stuff that they did with some of the mechanics or the things that they were doing, but it felt like it was more of an open book in that way. Not necessarily like I was part of the project, but it didn't feel so like foreign, like behind closed doors. It was just nice to be able to like see that stuff. It was cool. I think the streams like this are kind of along that same lines where people want to see the work stuff being done rather than just being sold the product at the end. So especially artwork, people like to want to see the art stuff actually being done. I think that's why it's the AI stuff is interesting, but at the same time it can't, you don't get the show of it, you know what I mean? It's just bloop, done. Oh no, I dropped it. Nice sharp blade. Nice to have a nice sharp blade. There we go. Speed. We're on to sanding. How are we doing on, what do we got for time? We're making good time now. We got 2 more to go. I was like, I wasn't sure how long I'd be doing this on stream. I was like, I think it'll take a couple hours. If not, I can try to make something up for the second hour, but it was perfect. And it helps me get stuff done, so which is good. I have to remember I have to do it over the top of the camera, otherwise nobody can see what I'm doing. I get so used to being like, oh, I gotta put it right up to my face. I'm old, I probably need glasses. Leave me alone. You know, in like old school like Disney movies, they have that old school tinkerer who has the little monocle glasses on the front, or not monocle, the little tiny glasses on the front of his nose, and he's like a Santa style, like hunched over, looking at his looking at whatever he's working on, tinkering on, and just going to town, just having fun. I feel like that's what I'm going to be like when I'm older. Kind of talked about that a little bit on stream on the Mizutaho and I's podcast. Kind of like a Geppetto, yeah, kind of like a Geppetto, very much. Not so not as creepy. No, I do like anime, so yeah, maybe he is creepy. I don't know. I was hoping not as creepy, but I'm thinking about it, and that's probably not realistic. I should just be done, but I'm continuing to keep going. Bam! Look at that. Number 4. On to number 5. My goal is to get all these done by end of stream. That's my goal. Or at least all cut out by end of stream. That's a good goal. 3 in under 40 minutes. Yeah, right? It's always the first one, trying to figure out, you know, the process, and then talking about all the things. It's always the first one that gives it's always a slowdown. Everyone after that should be easier. You get warmed up, you're finally in the moment, you know the different angles and different cuts that you're making. Many of them are very similar, so repetitiveness. Like I said, the main thing is to make sure, even though you're feeling a little confident, being like, oh, this is working out really well, getting overconfident and then making a mistake. Cutting too far on something or accidentally cutting his tail off. Oh no! You know. You don't want that. If it can be helped. I'm also trying to make sure that I look at the chat to make sure that I'm paying attention to y'all too. As often as I can. I should make a special redeem just for Sunny so that he can wake me up and be like, somebody's talking to you. That's what I should do. I think I can have the fire bot. I think I can set that up too. I think that's the funny part. I think I can tell the Firebot if this user says this thing in chat, complete this action. I think I can do that. I'd have to look at it. There's so many things I have to look at. 90% of them I fucking forget. Pardon my language. I know there are a lot of children watching the stream right now, so. Kind of like voice attack. Oh, I don't know what that is. What is voice attack? Is that what you use with your when you're playing, oh my god, Star Citizen? Voice recognition software? Well, that's the thing, is like if I set up a specific command for it, I can either have it play something on a pre-recorded something on my OBS, or I can have it activate like the text-to-speech from Twitch. So like there's a couple possibilities I could mess with that like that. Yeah, we're gonna do sanding here in a minute. Let's keep going with our cuttings. You say a certain phrase and have your computer do a certain task. Yeah, that's kind of the Firebot. Oh yeah. I don't think it could take my audio though. But I know what you're talking about. It's kind of what you use for Star Citizen. I use it in Star Citizen. Yeah, okay. Yes. Can also have it open my browser, navigate me to websites, or even shut down my PC. Gotcha. That's what I thought. I was just like, oh, you're talking about the voice command. It's like Siri, but actually useful.
It's the only thing revealing, trying to get me closer to the Lord, cause maybe he can open up some doors while these words get to show you all my flaws. There's poetry in pain, blessing in the chain, pictures I could paint. Yeah, there's poetry in pain, blessings in the chain, pictures I could paint. Yeah, there's poetry in pain, blessing in the chain, pictures I could paint. Yeah. They
even have Helldivers packs so it can run with Helldivers. Oh, that's fun. There we go. All right. Get the big chunk out of there. Okay, sometimes on these ones too, if you go from that like point and then cut out, then you can take out another big chunk out of it. That's an option as well. Hey, look at that. Look at that, Sonny. We did it. We got to our treat for Sora. Thank you, Dreamer, for coming in and putting in your points. That was we needed 320 points to get our special treat for Sora done. So yay, we did it. We got there. Oh, I gotta figure out jazz hands. Yay! Sora, we did it. We're gonna get a treat. Oh wait, that's the wrong camera. Merp. We'll swap over to her. Oh, she's right there. Okay, hold on, everybody. Her jerky treats are in the cupboard. Oh, thank you, Dreamer. I'll go grab those. Oh yeah, you hear that? Oh no, wait. Cool little jerky treat. Yay, we did it! She got a jerky treat. They look like waffles. They're kind of crazy looking. We did it, Sword. She's gonna destroy that thing so fast. Look at it! I got a treat. Oh, you got it? Okay, you wanna do some tricks? Okay, we'll do some tricks for some treats, alright? Alright, so, turn. Good girl. There you go. Up. Good. Good girl. That's not the one I asked for, but... There you go. Up. Good. What are you doing? Come over here. Down. Good girl. Get it. No. Easy. 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 No, it's tough. Hey. Hey. Good girl. That's all done. There we go. You guys got a little show out of that as well. How about that? That was exciting. I kept messing up the commands though. She kept wanting to do spins over and over again, even when I was trying to tell her to jump up on the couch. Now she's looking for more. That's funny. There you go. How was that? We made it. She got her treats. Alright, now I gotta finish the cutout on this guy. I gotta finish this cutout. We got about 10 or so minutes left, and then... Are you still looking for crumbs? You're gonna knock over that camera. I know you are. She's dangerously wrapping herself around the cord. Oh, she made it out. Holy crap. Sora, sit. There you go. You guys get a nice close-up. Look, we can look in those ears. See, now I'm all distracted. Oh, look at those. Look at that. Look at the beautiful eyes. Good girl, Sora. Good girl. And Patch screaming in the background. Cool. Patch does not get a treat. He gets one next time. You want one more? We'll give her one more, okay? Easy. There we go. We did it. Yay! Exciting. Back to this guy. We'll try to get this done. All the tree toes correct. I could just make an entire stream of giving her tree toes. It would probably do really, really well too. And then she would have all kinds of tummy problems. Okay. I knew it. I knew we were going to get there. Good timing, Dreamer. I didn't have to use any of the Dungeon Protocols points. Alright. Here we go. We've got everything cut out, so now just these two characters that we did here at the end, we just need to sand them all, and we should be good to go. Probably not good to be doing around my PC like this, but that's fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. I've got over 12k points correction. I just went over 13k. I know, right? Well, the hard point is you got so many points. I need to make like a big point dump something. I don't know what it's gonna be, but I thought about doing like it for people that have like 10k, or maybe it may have to be more than that, but they could be entered into a giveaway for one of my books. That might be a good one too. But I have to figure out how to deal with people's sensitive information. If I'm mailing something to them. That's the kicker right there, is trying to figure that out. That's the FOMO bait. Yeah, the FOMO bait. I hate the FOMO. I resist as much as I can on that stuff. Hopefully I'm not. Am I doing FOMO stuff? Would that be considered FOMO? I mean, streamers do giveaways all the time. There's got to be a simple way to set that up to have it do the information and not be problematic. Got to be. I just need your social security number, your home address, your height, your weight, where you were born, your mother's maiden's first name, or first name and her maiden name. I need to know all of your security passwords, your first pet's name, what type of car you drove, your first car. You know, just basic information. That's all I need for these, you know, right? Right? That's right. That's just normal stuff. That's legit. Mactix did playing cards and got them delivered in the mail. Oh, so you got, it's basically like the gift card survey. Gift card survey. Do they have... Does Twitch have a gift card survey thing? I wonder what he used for that. Oh, yeah, the holiday card, yeah. Did he just use Forms then? Google Forms? That's why I use it, is because I trust you guys and you guys trust me not to, you know, sell your information to the highest bidder kind of thing. So let me tell you, they're knocking for that information. They want it badly, and I keep telling them no. These are my friends, and I will not sell their information. Yeah, that's what it seems like. Okay, cool. I just wasn't sure if there was like a official channel. Like I can set up stuff like that and just do it on the honor system. I don't want to have something that goes bad and people then, you know, revolt against me. I've already had enough revolts in my lifetime. I don't need any more. All right, we're racing the timer now. We got 2 minutes until our ad break here. Last ad break for the stream. Man, I was hoping Sunday was going to stick around in the stream for a little bit. I had some questions I wanted to ask her. I just saw her setup on Instagram, and it's beautiful. She's got so much cool stuff. Although he had a PO box he sends from, which is the safer bet, I'm assuming. Yeah. No, that is one thing that I've seen and I've heard is the PO box. Like if you want to have people send you stuff, the PO box is the only way to go. Like you don't ever give away your home address ever. For sure. Ooh, throwing knives at myself. Also, boys and girls, don't throw knives at yourself. That's bad. Don't recommend it. Also, don't throw knives at other people. That's also bad and frowned upon. Please don't do that. I think we're going to make it. We're going to make it. We got 30 seconds left. We're going to make it. I promise. We made it. We did it. Oh, no, we didn't make it. Oh, I forgot this little nodule over here. All right, people. So we've got 6 seconds before our next ad break pops up here. So hang tight. We'll run those ads and then we'll come back and we'll finish up our stream. So we'll pause right there for the moment. And then we will go from there. We'll do our cleanup and yeah. Yeah. Boy. Switch over. We'll get our assistant in the camera here. You're good. You don't have to get up. You're okay. Down. She goes, but I know you still have salmon treats over there, so, like, I'll do whatever you say. I'm happy to do this for you. This is a fun, different type of stream. I like this. This is cool. Yeah, I might have to, now that I've got an idea of how this setup works, I might need to do some drawings and stuff on stream, maybe. I think that might be on the cards at some point. What do you think, Sonny? You think that would be fun? We could do some more art things. Yes. Okay. So we've got a definitive yes out of it. Is that a good dog?
Tahoe Anime Pet the Assistant.
Yeah, I did. But she's a good dog. As soon as we get done with the stream, though, she's going to want to go outside, like, immediately. She's going to be like, yeah, I want to go outside.
Sunny_Ruth Pet the Assistant.
Yeah, aw. That's perfect. Look at that placement. And I'm just manually moving around that alert so that it's in the right spot. You know what we could do? Oh, hold on, I'll show you. I'll pet her real quick.
Tahoe Anime Pet the Assistant.
We'll do long pets down here. There we go. See, this is the thing. I like having fun on these streams. I like messing with things and having fun. I'm enjoying that. That's my favorite. All right, I made a mess up here. I'm gonna have to do some. I'm gonna have to get the vacuum out at some point. Okay, go back to this version, but we'll switch to the other camera again. Finish up our sanding real quick. And then we'll bring all of the characters back and you can see all of this stuff all together. Actually, you know what I'll do for the last part of the stream? I'll actually show you my setup. I'll bring over the mobile camera so you guys can see the actual setup of what I've got going on here. The mobile camera. There we go. Nice and round. Looking tabulous. Look at that. Perfect. Make sure, put your blades away. We'll put that there. Throw that up. Okay. Goodbye, circle. We don't need you anymore. Move the sandpaper. Let's bring back everybody here. Bam. Look at that. Lots of cool stuff. This one says, "Hi, I'm Sora. Hi, I'm Patch. Hi, I'm Buttons." Got some other cool sayings that we can throw up there, along with our photos here, which I'll just throw up there. But yeah, we did it. We got all of our stuff cut out for the day. We got them all sanded. Yeah, they're all ready to go. So now we can put them up on our display and get them all when we set up on Thursday. Oh, that's tomorrow. When we set up on Thursday, and go from there. But let me grab the mobile camera and I'll set it up over here, and you guys can see what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna switch you over to this video real quick, and then we'll swap back here in a second once I get the camera moved over. Okay, we got the long arm of the law here. Let's make sure I'm not in the video here. This is what the setup looks like. As you can see, got the iPad up here. Ooh, gotta move my battery pack. iPad up high. All of the stuff down below. Computer. Stream up on the screen right there. Actually, we have double screens. Bam. But yeah, that's what the setup looks like. I made this custom arm here. So this was a setup for like having an iPad in a car. And then I built these little arms so that it can hang on and put it on this stand with this tripod. So then it can be extended out over top of a piece and be used that way. So that's hopefully you guys were able to hear most of that, since I'm a little bit farther away from the camera here. But yeah, you guys get a little behind the scenes setup there. We'll swap back out. Puppert was there for a second though. Yeah. All right. Let's go back to our... Okay, we are there already. Let's bring this up for the moment. So that will do it for our stream today. Don't forget, I will not be here on Friday for our stream. So I've got social media posts that are going to go out for that to let people know that there's no stream on Friday, because I will be gone at this convention. We'll put the video up for now. I will be gone at the Snafu convention, but I will be back. Actually, we will be back next week to do all of our regular, normal things, more art streams, more Dungeon Protocols streams. I know there's not a lot of overlap between here and there, but sometimes, maybe a little bit. And then 500 Little Things, our podcast at night time on Sundays. We will be back next week, so don't forget, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, no streams on any of those places this weekend. So, but we will be back. And then we will go from there. We'll keep working on more stuff for book 3 for sure. Like this week, I'm not going to have a progress log. Nah, I might do a progress log. We'll see. I have to figure out if I have enough time to get it all put together and stuff like that. But we'll see. We'll go from there. But yeah. Thank you, Sunny, for coming by. Thank you, Dreamer. Thank you, Alex, for being here for a minute. Thank you, Sundere, for dropping in at the very beginning of our stream and saying hi. I appreciate that. I appreciate everybody coming in and hanging out for a little bit, making the stream fun. So now that we have a good setup, we might be able to do a little bit more quote unquote in-person stuff. No, live stuff, maybe live. Yeah, we can do more live things on the stream too. So that's a possibility now, which will be fun. But cool. Have a wonderful weekend. Have a wonderful rest of your week. Let me see. Let me double check to see if there's anybody to raid. Ooh, can we raid Sage? Is Sage still on? Oh, we missed Sage. Dang it. He must have jumped off. Poop nuggets. Let me double check to make sure. I was just like, oh, maybe if ours goes a little bit further, then we can, then if he's going to stay on longer. It didn't work out. Okay, so who do we have enough? It says we have 5 in here right now. I'm looking at the raid to see if there's anybody to raid at the moment. Who am I following? Who's on? I could browse the... I don't want to do Lucky. Enchanted Siren's on still. Kanada's on. Don't really... Gotta watch some more of that. Ooh, some pottery being made on the art side of Twitch. That's kind of cool. Some paintings, some hand paintings. Those are cool. Yeah, I wish I knew some more of these streamers to be able to pull people over into the streams. That's the only thing. Anybody here? I'm looking to see. The problem is like I could put on anybody I want on out of the art category, but I don't know which ones are good is the thing, or which ones like people would be interested in seeing. Maybe it doesn't matter. Do we think it matters? Should we just do it and send our people over to somebody? Maybe they'll send people back someday. Is that how this works? Okay, so the question is, here we go. Sunny, if you're still here, let me know what you think. Do we just raid for raiding's sake, or do we go through and we vet some of the streamers that are on and find a good group, and that's who we try to raid and stuff like that? Do we try to go that extra mile, or do we not worry about it and just go ahead and send our community over to someplace else? What do we think? I know it's not big. We don't have a lot, but it's one of those things. It's when you interact and do that and participate in other people and kind of pass around the buck that way, the idea is that your name starts to get out there a little bit, and then they hopefully will see you on when they're and be like, oh, they raided me, and they might raid back, kind of thing, is the kind of the idea. Typically, you want to send your community to someone you trust them with your community as well. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking too, right? Okay. This might be a longer set project for me then, because I do want to go through and make sure that I'm picking ones that I feel like would be good for the community. I think you're right. I think that's a good way to look at that. Like your kids kind of thing. Yeah, kind of. Yeah. I gotta send my kids off to school, but I want to make sure they're going to a good school, right? That makes sense. Okay. Well, in that case, we will just roll it up for the day today, and then I will see you all next week. I will have stories, I will have pictures, hopefully some videos to be able to share with everybody about all the cool stuff that we're doing. If you follow me on social media, on Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, where else? Even on YouTube, I might even be able to put some stuff up on Twitch. I've kind of foregone a little bit on the TikTok. I'm kind of like, I don't feel it. I tried it for a few months trying to do stuff on there, and I couldn't get a vibe for it, couldn't get a feel for it. Just wasn't hitting right for me for some reason, but definitely like my main place is Instagram at the moment. So if you want to follow for all of the details about things, definitely check me out on there for sure. But other than that, have a lovely week, the rest of your week, and a lovely weekend. And I will see you later. Bye, Sonny. Thank you. Bye, everybody. We'll be back with episode 71 next week. Promise.